Boy, heck, it's cold. It bloody is. I hope it burns off soon, this. Anyway, good morning everybody. I hope we're all doing alright. Thought I'd get out on bike for an hour walk. Weather's slightly better. It's a bit hazy, as you can see. And I'm trying a new camera angle as well. You'll have to let me know what you think. I've done a bit of experimenting with sound as well. So let's see how we go on with that. Hopefully it's worked. No, we'll just have a little run round lanes again. This was coming into Oil and Swain. I've just realised I think I forgot to turn gain down on camera. So I'll have to try and talk quiet. If it's too loud, I'll try and turn it down when I edit. Thank you, sir. Can definitely feel a temperature change up here, you know, when we come up here. Anyway, I hope we're all doing well. Now, weather's starting to improve a lot. It's not getting any warmer yet though, but it's not gonna. It's a bit early, isn't it? I got this camera angle idea off Mr. Darcy and the Old Man. I don't know if anybody watches them, but they put a video out, I think it was last week, or a couple of videos on how they get the POV shots and how they record the sound and everything. So I thought, oh well, if they're sharing these tips, I'll have a go at it. So that's what I've done today. Hopefully we get to see what Interceptor really sounds like from back. but we'll see what it's like when I get home. Christ, it's freezing up here, absolutely freezing. I'll try not to do too much whinging today. I'm getting a miserable cantankerous old sod. Now my bloody glasses are steaming up. I can't open the visor yet. It's always trouble wearing glasses, isn't it? Going to my optician, I've got a slight cataract developing in my right eye. So when I eventually go for that doing, it'll cure that glasses problem, won't it? Because they change your lenses to what your prescription should be, apparently. That's something I didn't know. But then why would I know? I'm not a doctor, am I? I'm getting more and more impressed with these Action 4 cameras though, you know. In fact, I've been considering buying Action 5. But it's justifying that 300 quid. I don't know if anybody, other YouTubers have actually heard of this, but I had an email from a guy called Mark Bravo, which is supposed to be from YouTube ads. Something about an ad consultation. Anyway, I booked an appointment. Actually for yesterday, but I ended up changing it because a mate of mine said he needed a lift at hospital, but anyway, it got date wrong. So I changed it to actually tomorrow. It's Wednesday today, 2nd of April. So I changed it to 3rd of April, which is tomorrow. Anyway, last night when I got in from work, I thought I'll just have a little bit of scouting about on Google itself and see what it's all about. But apparently, all it is basically to get you to spend more money, which I'm not prepared to do. I don't want to run this channel as a business. This channel has always been designed to share my life or my love of motorcycling. That's pretty much it. I mean, I'm 1174 subscribers, I think. And like I keep saying, I never actually expected any of that. But that just happened. I think it's due to this Royal Enfield because not that many people, or as many people, watch the tracer videos. In fact, I think I'm going to make an extra or a separate channel for that, and not post them to this channel, and just keep this one for Royal Enfield. But I still keep looking at that classic 650, you know, and I really don't know what to do. Because I reckon I've still got a bit of value in tracer. I could probably get about, well, I don't know, I'm guessing, but maybe about £5 for that. And classic 650 is about 6-7. So I'd only have like 1700 quid to put to it. So I keep thinking about it and wondering what to do. But yeah, this channel, it's mainly for me to look back on. And obviously you guys are enjoying it as well. And I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy it immensely. That's why I put effort into it and expense and investment. I really do enjoy doing it. I mean, my jewellery, I make jewellery. Silver jewellery, sometimes a bit of gold. That's an hobby that turned into a passion, a bit like this. But if anybody's considering jewellery making, be aware it's an expensive hobby. It costs you a fortune in tools. You don't need to spend a lot of money on tools, but you'll end up doing because you'll think, oh, I need this and I need that, and you know, as you do. And I've ended up with a lot of stuff. Right, which way shall we go here? I think it ought to be straight on. I think that brings us down onto Stocksbridge Bypass, if I remember rightly. Let's have a run round here one day. yeah, I'd rather just keep my channel for us, rather than getting ad consultants involved, because all they're interested in is their commission. Well, I'm not interested in this commission. I'm interested in trying to make decent content that people will watch. That's it. And a record for me and Luke as we get older, or as I get older. Old and decrepit and knackered. Ah, that's a cracking view, isn't it? You can't beat that. This camera's probably not picking this up properly, but this hill is extremely steep. You won't want your brakes going on, you're going down here, I'll tell you that. That exhaust noise still gets me, you know. Sounds fantastic. I know I keep saying it, but it does. Oh, it's never ending, this hill, isn't it? So I've got a bit of air pinnage here. And take a left here. You go straight on there where that tipper's going, it takes you up to Strines. Thank you, Mr. Lorry Driver. We appreciate it. Take you through Stocks Bridge, an old steelworks town. I don't think there's many steelworks left though, to be honest. This day and age, they've all been destroyed or sold off, haven't they? Why, my hands are cold. But then I have put my summer gloves on, it's my own fault. Some fresh air then. Although it's cold, I do like that cold air on my face at 30 miles an hour. Quite refreshing. Certainly keeps you awake. Yeah, this is an old steelworks town, this. I don't know if there is actually a steelworks here, there's this on left. I don't know if it's actually still a working steelworks. I think it is, you know. I think it probably is, you know, that. It's not as big as what it used to be. Sheffield, as you'll probably know, we're well known for steel. And Rotherham. Barnsley, where I'm from, were coal mining. In fact, there's a coal mining museum not far from where I live, and it's totally free. You can go in and they even take you down mine. It's still classed as a working mine, and that is a fascinating day out. That, and it's completely free. You have to take, you know, that disc they used to give you. You have to take one of them down, pit with you, and you've got to hand it in when you get back. You can't take your phones or anything to do with your battery, but they give you one of those pit lamps that you put on your head. And when we went down with kids when they were younger, quite a few years ago now, guy that was guiding us round, he said, has any of you ever experienced total blackness? So we all said, well, yeah, when you close your eyes when you go to bed when it's dark. He says, no, that's not black. He says, now everybody, when I tell you, turn your lights off. So we turned his lights off, and you honestly could not see your hand in front of your face. It was that dark. So it's as though somebody's just taking your eyes out. It was that bad, or that dark. Quite fascinating. If anybody's in this area, or in Wakefield area, it's called Cap House Colliery. And it's a really, really good day, and it'll not cost you a penny. Oh, that was Stocks Bridge. You blink and you've missed it, haven't you? I'm not going to be out too long today, that I do know for a fact, because I'm bloody frozen, or my hands are. Body's alright, my legs, I've got my liners on underneath. I might have to invest in some heated gloves, get some money spent. See, parking's still as bad on here, it's been like this for years. But then if you live here, you've got to park somewhere, haven't you? What do we reckon to motorcycle tax going up again? 121 quid now for above 600cc. See, I know it's a lot compared to a car, but I still don't think that's too bad. I might be in a minority. Yeah, it should be a lot cheaper, but it's not a lot cheaper, is it? I mean, if you look at some new tax bands for cars. I mean, some of them's going to be paying £5 a year. Yeah, I know they can, if they can afford to buy these cars, then they can afford to buy tax. But £5? I mean, come on. What is all that about? That to me is just complete and utter madness. But then this country's bordering on complete and utter madness there lately. I'm not going to get political, don't worry. I'm not very political. I don't generally get involved in that sort of thing, but I'm starting to get really pissed off. We're just being taken for a mug. So all I've done is work since I was 16 and paid tax through nose. Yeah, I've got some out of it, and my career that I'm in now, driving, it's stood me in good stead, it has to be said. I can't really grumble that much. But you know, you're constantly paying tax, everything's taxed. It's absolutely crazy. Not been around here for a long time. I'm having to think where this turning is. It's for Thurgle, and I've just seen a sign for it. Many years since I've been. I think it's on this bend, it is, look. Over a black and white bridge, if it's still black and white. It is, look. Black and white bridge. Yeah, you just get sick to back teeth, stuff going up. Yeah, we've just had a decent pay rise, so I can't really complain. But as we've got a pay rise, everything else has gone up as well. So I ain't had a pay rise, have I? I've probably ended up with a pay cut. But like I said, we're not doing too bad. Me and our lass and our Luke. We've got Emma sorted out in her new house. They're moving in, well, if it's a week or so, I can't remember what she said, but I weren't really listening, to be honest. Not been around here for a long time either. I had a big accident on here when I first started driving buses. I was coming along here with one passenger on, a bloke for Thurgoland, and we got to it, we're round about here, this bend here. The car come flying around this corner here, went sideways, and went straight into it from to my bus, and ended up that banking up there. Young lad driving it. Made me jump, I can tell you that. Yeah, you'll have to let me know if you prefer this camera angle or not. I think it's going to be a lot steadier. Or if you prefer it on helmet, let me know. And I'll put it back on helmet. But I've had this chest mount quite a while. In fact, I got it in a pack of bits that I bought for some, GoPro accessories off eBay. Got it in that, and I've never used it. Kept thinking about it, but never actually used it. Oh God, bloody roads. Yeah, it makes me wonder, how people actually afford stuff. Them that's on like low wages, how the hell do they do it? They must be struggling like mad. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've been there, me and wife, when kids were young. We didn't have 2 pennies to rub together at one time. But we've just knuckled down and got on with it and worked. And as a result, it started to come a bit good. No, I won't say we were rich, we're certainly not millionaires, but we're comfortable. Hence why I got my bikes. But when kids were little, I gave my bikes up. in order to give them a damn good start and sort houses out and stuff like that, you know, as you do. That's what you do for your kids, isn't it? Oh, this way I think for a change. Yeah, and then I came back to biking in 2016. And that was I'd been thinking about it for a while, but I worked for Next Distribution at that time, and one at lads, I won't mention his name out of respect, but one at lads, I saw him walking across the yard one day, struggling to walk, like limping. And anyway, I went up to him and said, "Are you all right there? Like, do you want any help?" He says, "No, it's all right." He said, "It's a old injury of mine. Apparently, he had a broken ankle, same as I've had, and he was struggling a bit with it, to rear its ugly head like it does with me sometimes." And anyway, I said we're going to have an operation on it. Went into hospital. Turned out it weren't an ankle problem, it got motor neuron disease. And I think it lasted about 6 months, bless him. And he was a lovely bloke, he really were, lived for his family, as we all do, like, you know, but... And I thought, well, you know what, life's too short. I've been thinking about getting another bike for some time, I'm just going to go and do it. So I went out and bought an SV650. Fast forward to today and here I am, making these videos. Which I'm hoping to get better at. I'm starting to get a lot more comfortable talking. I'm not going to change my accent, because it's totally pointless. I'm going to be who I am. We used to have to do that when we worked at Premdoor, which is a door manufacturer in Barnsley. When I worked on lorries for them, me and one of the other drivers used to go down to Colchester quite a bit, and when we got there, we were in the yard and they were unloading us, and we were stood talking, me and Stuart, and one of the lads come over. He says, "You know, you ought to. You could do we bring in a bloody translator with you? Because we can't understand a word you're saying." That's the Yorkshire accent for you. If you get with somebody that you know, and you talk in your mother tongue as it is, then nobody will understand you, will they? Yeah, I'm getting more and more comfortable at doing this, and I hope that shows through. I'm getting a little bit better at video editing. I still keep tinkering with new ideas for that. What I've started doing with that, I've started practicing more with colour grading. I put a couple of videos out on Tracer. I think one's out week after next. I can't remember. They'll pop up when you see them. And I use normal colour settings on that. And I don't think it looks too bad. But you know, when you do it with D-Log M, you put that filter on it, turns it to, or converts it, does a little conversion on it. It like makes colours pop out. I know it's a bit more work, but I'm not producing 15 videos a week, am I? I'm only doing one now and again. Hood green, we're in there. We're still recording. I've just checked on my chest mount. that sort of angle should make you imagine as though you're actually on the bike. That's what I've been aiming for. This is another steep hill. I can barely feel my fingers. I do love this bike. That's what's making me think about classic, you know, and tracer. Because my style of riding these days, I'm never going to get best out of that tracer. You'd have to be some damn good rider to get best out of that, I can tell you that. Because that is one hell of a bike. What's holding me back is, I like the bike. I absolutely love that bike. So I think I'm going to hold off. I think I'm going to hold off for another year at least. But like I say, I may not feature it as much on this channel. But if people can let me know, I'm here not just for us, it's for you as well. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll do my best to accommodate that. Obviously, as time allows. I do have to go to work, unfortunately. I keep saying I'd like to retire, you know, but you know, if you do, I mean, you can't go from what I'm earning down to just, I don't know, 12 grand a year or whatever, can you? Could I afford to do this then? It's very unlikely. Then I would have to start looking to make money from this. I mean, it's like I've mentioned in past, you know. I mean, I've broken subscriber limit for monetisation, but I haven't broken their nice houses. I haven't broken the watch hours. I'm on 2,000, I don't know, 7, I can't remember, 2,000 and something anyway. So you've got to get up to 4,000. Then you can start getting paid for adverts. Now, I'll monetise for that. Because like I've said many times in past, if Google's showing adverts to people, they're making money off it, so why shouldn't I get a little kickback off that? Because at the end of the day, it's me that's doing this. Yeah, like I say, I do enjoy doing it. I don't do it for money. I've got enough money. But it'd be nice just to have a little bit of something. I mean, we're talking about multi-billion-pound companies here. They can afford it. Tell you what I'm impressed with these Osmos, you know, that's battery life. I bet you can get, well, maybe a good hour and a bit. I sometimes turn it on and off and take little clips, but you know, when I'm doing a ride like this, I'd rather just leave it on. And then just, I know it takes a bit more work to edit, because I have to skip through it all, but I don't mind that, because I quite enjoy it. And I'm still enjoying this bike and all. I think this is a definite keeper, this. Absolutely. This is a bike I will never sell. And I know people said that before. But I genuinely love it that much. I don't think I'll be able to part with it. It'd break my heart to get rid of this. See, the thing is, they're that cheap to buy, these Royal Enfields, you don't need to get rid of them really. You could have 2, 3. Bugbear's insurance and that tax game, innit? And I suppose if you've got a classic 350, tax would be a lot cheaper on that. Quite intrigued by them, you know. I think I'm going to have to go and have a test ride on one day. See what it's all about. I know they're not fast. Not going to be with 20 brake horsepower, is it? But I'm just quite intrigued as to what they're like, 'cause I've heard a lot of good things about them. So I might have to indulge. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this ride with me. Listening to me rambling on again and hopefully not talking too much rubbish. So I'm gonna head back now, let my dogs out for a pee, get kettle on, have a bit of breakfast I think. So yeah, thanks again for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please pop a like on. And if you're not already subscribed, can you please consider it, because it really does help me and it keeps me motivated to keep going out and doing this. And basically that's about it. I enjoy doing it. So once again, thanks for joining me and I'll see you next time. Cheers.